You're right guys, so today we're going to be doing Iberico pork ribs. I cannot wait to do them, but before we get into that part of it, in this video I just want to show you a little bit of history about the Iberico pig. I find it interesting just to look into the history of these sorts of things before just grilling them up. So I just want to, share that with you, the knowledge I've learned. Columbus took the black hoof pig to America on his second voyage. The Iberico pig is located in the southwest region of Spain, which is known as La Dehesa. They actually get to graze on this mass ecosystem. They get to graze on acorns and all that good stuff, all the grass. Where they are, they get mild winters and really hot summers. So that just allows the ecosystem to thrive and for those pigs to go and graze there, totally free range. It's amazing to see. I've actually watched videos and I will put a link to a very interesting video to the history of these in the description down below. It's called the Montanera period. So that's where they go and graze on the acorns, beata, acorns, and all the grass and all the different types of plants that are there. When they enter the fields, they actually start off at 70 kilos each pig, around that sort of weight. And when they finish grazing in that Montanera period, they actually can go up to about 150 kilos. So these guys are out there grazing on like 15 kilos of these acorns per day per pig. That just goes to show the amount they eat, What they do is they get the hams and they bathe them in salt for like 2 to 3 weeks, and then they take them out of that salt. Then they go into these massive warehouses where they're hung for up to 4 years. The black hoof pig is better known for its ham. They are a very special, unique pig, to say the least. So they're very rich in unsaturated fat, which is a healthier fat. It's known to produce oleic acid, which actually protects against vascular disease. It's the best source of protein. It also contains vitamin D. That's an antioxidant. It also contains B1, B6, 12, which is beneficial to the nervous system. So the ham-on is rather expensive. I've never tried it. I would love to. I really would love to taste it. They say it's a sweet, nutty taste. It's really, really luxurious and really nice. So with that being said, let's get to grilling these ribs and let's see how they are. So I've got these Iberico ribs from Tom Hixson's online. I'll leave a link to his website down in the description. Let's get these out. You can see there is so much fat on these. You can see why they call it the Wagyu of pork. These were actually on a special offer, that's why I got them. There's no trimming needs to be done. There's a little bit hanging off there, but that's nothing major. They are looking awesome, admittedly. Now you can see why there is a bit of a fuss about these ribs. To be fair, you can see there's not a huge amount of meat on them, but what is on them is going to be awesome due to that fat content. Obviously, the butchers take as much as they can off because the other cut brings more money. So, it's understandable. So as a good friend of mine in America says, we're just keeping it simple. So with this cook, I'm not going for any rub whatsoever. I don't want to interfere with the taste of these. They're a bit of a treat. I really want to get the full flavour out of the meat. I don't want to, interfere with that. So with that being said, just going to give them a sensible amount of salt. I'm not going to go on the underside because there's no need really. Let's get the pellet grill up and running and let's get these bad boys on. See you on the grill, guys. Okay, so we're running the Weber Smokefire at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to put these ribs on the top rack. I may swap them round later in the cook, just double check. Also, what we're going to do is we're going to put a couple of drip trays under, because there is a lot of fat on these and it's going to render down a massive amount and drip down. So up to you guys, you don't have to use drip trays, but it just helps for that cleaning. So we're going to shut the lid. Catch you in a bit, guys. Cheers. Okay, so we've been just over the hour mark. I just want to check on these ribs. They are looking amazing, but I am going to swap them round just in case the heat's, getting a bit more one side. To be fair, they look like they're cooking pretty evenly, but me being me, I just want to double whammy that. So I'm going to get this rack, put that over there, get this rack, put it over here, put that rack over there. They're still feeling quite tight. They are looking amazing. You can see they're getting that mahogany colour. The fat won't go mahogany. Obviously the meat will, and that is the smoke incorporating into it. We're going to give them another hour until we start checking them. I'm not going to probe for any particular temp at all. In fact, the battery's run out on this one. I have got another one, but I'm just using that to probe for tenderness. That's all I'm doing. I'm not going for any particular temp. So let's get that shut, because she's ramping up. She's like, oi, shut it. That's when your pellet smoker's letting you know, if you're looking, you ain't cooking. Cheers, guys. So I made this compound butter. I've recently done a video on it. Go and watch it if you want to learn how to make it. But these ribs, we're gonna baste them with this compound butter. So we'll get this on now, melt it. Oh my God, look at those ribs. Okay, so we're going to baste just one of these racks of ribs, because as I say, I don't really want to mess with the flavour too much, but at the same time, on one rack, we're going to enhance it slightly with this. This is like a herb butter. It's got chives, chopped flat leaf parsley, it's got garlic in it, you know, all the good stuff. We're just going to give that a little baste just before these ones are done, just to see how much flavour difference we got there. And as I say, obviously we don't really want to mess with the flavour too much on one rack, so we just give them about another 10 minutes. As I say, we're not probing for any temp, it's not working, but they're pretty much there. There's just a slight bit of resistance. You want it when it's probing like butter, which we're very nearly there. 10 minutes and these are done, and that'll be just over the 2 hour mark. Not long at all for these ribs. As I say, there's so much intramuscular fat, that's why they don't take as long as your normal racks of ribs. Get in, can't wait for this. So you can 100% see why these are called the Wagyu of pork. They're looking absolutely amazing. They're smelling amazing. What we're going to do is we're going to try the ones that we've left alone first. So with baby backs, I like to cut and see what I'm doing, because as you can see, the bones go, they just bend round. So if you cut them like this, you can see what you're doing. I mean, they're super, super juicy. You can see that there. Plenty of juice on these. Nice smoke ring from that pellet smoker. So we'll just cut these ones. So with the membrane being on, it's not a big deal. You just peel it off. I prefer to cook them with the membrane on. It helps keep the juices in, especially when you're cooking something like this with the amount of intramuscular fat. You want as much of that flavour in there as possible. If you take the membrane off, it's just going to drip even more. You saw in the video how much they were dripping, right? So let's give them a try. Nice bite on that. I gotta say, these are definitely the Wagyu of pork. Acorn and grass fed, naturally. They got acres of land. That part of Spain they're in, they have really hot summers, but they have really mild winters, so it's perfect for what they feed on. Definitely good, definitely good. Right, let's give the one a try that we did with the butter. It's going to add flavour. Again, get that membrane, peel it off, no big deal. It's helped with the cook in my opinion. Good bite there as well. That butter definitely adds a different flavour. You got the lemon in that butter as well, which I didn't explain earlier. You got the garlic, all those herbs, just add into that flavour. These are awesome. They're really good, genuinely really good. Admittedly, a lot of people would think they're not healthy, but they are, because of what they're fed on. It's a different type of fat. It's a healthier fat. Don't get me wrong, you don't want to be eating these on a daily basis. It is what it is, isn't it? But look at that bite. Look at it, coming off perfect. To cook them was just over 2 hours at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. They're spot on. Just check till they're probe tender like butter. Don't even worry about what temp they're at. They'll be done. Well, with that being said, hope you liked the video. Remember, go cook something exceptional, and I'll see you when I see you. Cheers, guys. Oh, mate.